I'm Devorah Wallen, and I'd like to share my Tea for Two, my Torah thought, for 2 minutes, more or less. This week is Parshas Vayeitzei, which means, and he, Yaakov, went out. This refers to his travels out of Beersheba to Haran. We know the famous story of how Yaakov worked 7 years to marry Rachel. As it says, so Yaakov served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed to him but a few days because of his love for her. Nonetheless, his sneaky uncle Lavan deceived him and switched his daughter Leah for Rachel on the wedding night. Then, after the fact, he claimed that it was the custom to marry off the elder first. Now, Yaakov had to work another 7 years, 14 in total. Living with such a father-in-law for all that time must have been quite demanding. Yet, despite the environmental challenge of this advantage-taking father-in-law, later on, the verse says, Im Lavan Garti, I dwelled with Lavan. Rashi says on this verse, the word Garti has a numerical value of 613, Taryag. It is saying, though I've sojourned with Lavan, the wicked, I have observed the 613 divine commandments, and I have learned none of his evil ways. Despite the adverse surroundings, Yaakov remained loyal and honorable to Hashem. It's hard to stay strong around such people. Yaakov was willing to work for his aspiration, at the same time remaining faithful to Hashem and trusting that Hashem would take care of him. Earlier in the portion, there's another example of this idea of working hard for something and having the hope and trust it will eventuate. The verse says, he, Yaakov, took from the stones of the place, put them around his head, and slept in that place. Later it says, early in the morning, Yaakov took the stone that he had put under his head. Wait, what happened to the stones, plural, that he put around his head? The Midrash says they came together and became one stone. The famous Hungarian rabbi, the Maharam Shik, explains that stones represent the two fundamental elements of hishtadlus, making a concerted effort, and bitachon, trusting that God is taking care and will not let you falter. The Midrash says that the stones argued with each other as to which was the true means of earning a living, that is, parnasa. Hishtadlus claimed that it was the means to earning a living, and bitachon, trust, claimed that it was the means. What was the truth? Hashem took the smaller stones and forged them into one large rock, meaning Hashem combined the fundamental principles of concerted effort and trust, forging them together. In this way, Hashem teaches that they function in unison. We work hard because we are obligated to do so. Hashem wants us to make the effort, which creates a test for us. That is, the illusion that our livelihood comes from our own work. Because of this, Hashem sends the bounty through the vessel of this effort. Hishtadlus is only a channel, but not the origin of parnasa, which comes directly from God. In the following verses regarding his livelihood, Yaakov promises, if God remains with me, if he protects me on this journey that I am making, and gives me bread to eat and clothing to wear, and if I return safely to my father's house, the Lord shall be my God. And this stone, which I have set up as a pillar, shall be God's abode, and all of that you gave me, I will set aside a tithe for you. As we learn later in the portion, Yaakov becomes very wealthy, and has even enriched his conniving uncle Lavan. As it states, so the man grew exceedingly prosperous, and came to own large flocks, maidservants and menservants, camels and asses. This, the Maharam Shik explains, is due to the perfect balance that Yaakov had. He worked hard, but at the same time, he trusted that this abundance came only from Hashem. In Deuteronomy, toward the end of the Torah, we are warned not to forget that Hashem is the one, quotes, who fed you in the wilderness with manna, which your fathers had never known, in order to test you by hardships only to benefit you in the end. And you say to yourselves, my own power and the might of my own hand have won this wealth for me. Remember that it is the Lord your God who gives you the power to get wealth in fulfillment of the covenant that he made on oath with your fathers. May God protect us all on our journeys, providing our sustenance, and may we always recognize our bounty is a direct blessing from Hashem himself.